Welcome one. Welcome all to the I am terribly sorry that there was a lack of streams last week, but I just felt really poopy. And so no I had to be like, I'm sorry, no thumbs. And this Saturday there may not be anything, but that's just how things are. Might be planning with the mods. I don't know yet. If anything, I'm just gonna do some Stardew. Do my own farm on Stardew. Own farm. Anyways, welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Tyrion of Decay. Last time, a lot of things happened. And we won a case. Hooray! And then some other plot stuff happened. You know, as one would, as do. So tonight, we are starting us a case as a magic wizard attorney. Oh, you have something in my ears. Let me turn that down. Probably because it's, my headphones have it louder than they normally do, so they're this is fine. I'm sorry, Tyrion. There's so many things I wanted to tell you. So many things I wanted to show you. But I'm afraid I can't do that now. I need you to be strong now. The world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes. Peer beyond the divine gates as I once did. Use it to reclaim the future. Are we gonna get some origin of a power? Cool. Preposterous. Completely, utterly preposterous. That sounds like a noble's talking. Is something wrong with Lord Von Sanquist? I knew it was a lord! You filthy rat! You cheated, didn't you? Was I playing against him in chess? That's right, you're just a cheat! A cheat and a chatlant. We were probably playing him in chess, and we totally won! Do you have any evidence to prove that ridiculous claim? I'm just great at chess! Oh wait, shit, I forgot to switch over. That's my bad. That's the first I've never ever done that. I mastered chess before you could crawl out of whatever rat hole you came. I knew we were playing chess. I won fair and square, dude. And I totally didn't use my power to read people's minds to prove otherwise. I mean, what power? Huh? Do you honestly expect anyone to believe you that you could defeat me? Checkmate, bitch! Honest, I'm just as disappointed as you are. I was expecting more of a challenge from House Von Sictus, but I suppose all the gold in the world can't buy you a modicum of skill. You little upstart! Okay, just because we didn't get House Frega mad at us just doesn't mean we can get House Von Sictus mad at us. Let's not get the nobles mad at us too much. Okay? Let's not get the... He's gonna be a suspect of murder, isn't he? 1 second is... Acquaintance clears his throat and gestures subtly to the crowd of spectators. Everyone's attention's on him. As you can see, the crowd muttering amongst themselves. His undefined behavior isn't doing any favor for his public image. Realizing himself, he starts to regain his composure. It's preposterous. What, that I, some normal asshole, as you would call me apparently, beat you in chess? He walks away, muttering the word preposterous under his breath a few more times. He really thinks that's an insult! Sounds like he's trying to reassure himself that more than anyone else. So that was something. I'm glad you're around, Celeste, because this thing's got a hand. Like I said, we already have one noble house murdered us. We don't need another. Okay. Yeah, I knew he gets angry, but I didn't expect him to make a scene like that. Well, you did insult him. Yeah, it's not my fault that I make noble people angry with me. Not to say he didn't deserve it. Come on, I love seeing those conceited nobles lose their mind when I beat them. It's half the fun of playing in these tournaments. Wow. Where's this confidence when we're in the courthouse? That's... Court cases are different. I have to deal with real-world elements during a trial, and that includes Prosecutor Steelwing. Prosecutor Steelwing, huh? I wonder if she plays chess. Now there's a thought. Who would win in a chess match? Oh, I have a question of the day idea. I'm going to change that right now. Elements. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me change my question of the day. The last one has been a... let's show off the current one. And we'll talk about that one as I change it to the new one. You get teleported into the last story during game you play. How screwed are you? Not that screwed, because I would have a great defense attorney on my side. Thanks, Tyrion. Before I forget, I am going to change the question of the day. No, we're not going to discuss what the question of the day is until someone uses the command again. I'm not going to be the one, though. You wonder if she'd be willing to play against you sometime. She can't be any worse than these pampered nobles. Anyways, we should celebrate somewhere in town. Even that, he was a pushover. He would just be one of the top-ranked chess players in the kingdom. To be honest, you had your reservations about returning to the city of Ardenex. If you weren't facing one of the 4 pillars, you would never come back here. You'd rather leave the city as soon as possible. I saw a cafe while we were walking around. The food smells great. I'd really like to go there. We could go to one of the cafes in the capital. There are plenty of places to choose from there. Trust me, I've traveled around the world. There's nothing better than food from a thriving port city. Alright, I suppose there's no harm in staying a little longer. It's not like someone's gonna get murdered and we're gonna have to defend someone. Nah, that would be nonsense. She does have a point. The city streets seem livelier than when you last saw them. You see a lot of business that weren't around here before, and they all seem very well off. I'm assuming that this is his hometown or something. Despite being a port city, Ardenex used to look like a ghost town. Has the local nobility have been investing in the city? You find that possibility very hard to believe. You arrive at the cafe that Celeste told you about. As you enter, you're struck by a powerful aroma of freshly baked pastries and coffee. The scents of the baked goods swirl around you. You can take a moment to inhale the eccentric smells. You have to admit, it's making you very hungry. So, you seek to enter the domain of the Deathbringer songstress? Well, if the glory is that you seek, then look no further. She's a bard. Got it. For you see before me, Mosrak Tora, Dark Lord of Onyx. As you head further into the cave, you're approached by a familiar face. Ah, she's just a merchant. I thought she was a bard. Rika? Is that you? Ha! It appears my reputation precedes me. How goes of you two? She recognizes us. Wait, you're Tyrion? You're back? Hi. Why did you didn't tell anyone that you were back in town? Don't you have any idea how worried we all been? Do you know each other? Right. Celeste, this is most Grika Toro. I was friends with her when I lived here many years ago. Wait, you used to live here? Yeah. Fucking called it! Yeah, Arsenex is actually the town I grew up in. What? But you were in such a hurry to leave before! You came here to eat, right? If you're still hungry, I can bring you some of our best dishes on the house. No, I couldn't possibly. Come on! Don't be like that! It's been years since I've seen you! And you know how good my food is. Okay, but only for a little while. Rika sets a table for the three of you and calls over a waiter. You all place your orders. Now tell me everything. I want to know all about what you've been doing since you left. This table looks really well made. You like it? I commissioned a local carpenter to have my tables custom made. It was probably worth it. They fit the humble and rustic vibes that you got going on here. The shelves are full of drinks, mugs, and sugar behind the restaurant counter. This must be where Rika's employees are prepared the coffee that they serve. Oh, by the way, I wonder who's gonna be our client. I wonder. It's a goddamn mystery. There are some barrels stacked in the corner here. I wonder what's inside. Wait, Rika, you wouldn't happen to have lotus juice, do you? Lotus juice? What's that? Never mind. So, did Celeste give back the lotus juice to, Miriam? I wonder. That's a curiosity. What happened to the lotus juice that you received from Marion? I drank all of it. That answers that question. Already? It hasn't even been a month! Rika has seemed to decorate the entire cafe with several plants and flowers. The greens add a fresh and earthy ambience to the restaurant. I guess we can't go anywhere, so. What do you think about this, Rika? Speak about such things would be beneath me. In other words, she has nothing to say about it. So, are you going to introduce us? Right. This is Celeste McCoy. She's my bodyguard. Bodyguard? Yeah, needless to say, I have a noble house that are very mad at me right now. And Celeste, this is... Ha! As I need such introductions. I am Muskia Toro, the Dark Lord of Enrox, the High Magician of Canyon Flames, and proud perpetrator of this cafe. Oh, okay. I was friends with her when I used to live here. She's a little eccentric, but she's a good person at heart. Hey! I got it. She's basically Ferris. Man. I saw more Science Gate to play. That's fine. She's also a common folk with mage like you. Ha! So you come from the same humble beginnings that I do. Yeah, except for she doesn't know she's a mercenary. Which spells have you mastered? I haven't really mastered any of them. I know about seven spells, though. So 7? That's almost 4 times the amount I know! So she knows 2? She learned even more spells? She's been picking up them rather quickly. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Sorry, I got a little bit over my nose real quick. I'm still a little sick, that's why I guess I gotta stop it. I've been absurd. Why did I keep hitting the wrong button? Look at you, Mr. Big Shot. You're wearing a suit now, and you even have a bodyguard. Did you get an office job in the big city? Well, you could say that. Something like that. I'm actually a defense attorney now. A defense attorney? I see. Is that why you left town with that scary lady? Scary lady? Are you talking about Ruby? Miss Tormia adopted me when my mother passed away several years ago. After that, she began training me to become an attorney like her. Wait, you've been studying to be an attorney since you were a kid? Well, I guess that explains why you're still young for a lawyer. Says the 19-year-old mercenary. Yeah, I guess you got me there. Well, technically, she's playing the role of bodyguard now. I always hit that button! Are you the owner of this cafe, Rico? You always spoke about opening one when we were kids. Yep, and it's all thanks to the Trico Trading Company. The company's owner has invested in my business idea after trying my food. Because of him, I was able to open up here, just like I've always dreamed. Draco Trading Company. I don't think I've heard of them. They're pretty small right now, and they're really only operating in Orionix. I heard that they plan to expand their operations throughout Wavengard, but I thought that Lord Von Fixus would have weeded out any competition. After all, he owns one of the largest businesses in the kingdom. Lord Von Fixus. He's that pompous noble I beat in the chess tournament this morning. Wait! That was you?! I didn't even know he was a businessman. Von Fixus Industries invented those arcane constructs that we saw at the Imperial Academy. How did you not know about these things? You practically fought against nobles for a living. Maybe you should start reading more about national politics. Is it just me, or does the city look less depressing than before? Alright, you left the city before the new merchants appeared. New merchants? Like from a merchant's guild? Yeah, the Draken Trading Company was one of the first. They started operating here and they bought Arcane Refinery a few years ago. After that, merchants from all over Wavengard started coming here. Well, being based in a port city would definitely give them an edge. And their presence has really helped the city's economy. They are owned by the nobility, and they pay their employees a lot more than the Van Sacris does. It has really improved the equality of life for the people here. I doubt Von Sictus appreciates the competition, though. There is even talks about former employee-run unions. Oh. Von Sictus definitely won't appreciate that. So, you still play chess? Yeah, I'm naturally ranked too. I heard that an upstart commoner defeated Lord Sanctus at a tournament this morning, but I had no idea they were talking about you. Upstart commoner? The name suits you, Tyrion. Hey, don't you still do that? Do you still do that thing when you play? No. What sing? Nothing. She's not talking about anything. It's totally not embarrassing. Wait, you're actually embarrassed about it? When we were kids, you did it even more than I did. What? What did you used to do? Why didn't you show her, Tyrion? I'd rather not. Come on, show us, Tyrion. I think I'm a little too old for this. You're never too old to tap into your inner chinny. We get to get Chinnabuba! Hell yeah. Do it, Tyrion. Yeah, do it! The two of them began chanting, trying to pressure you. It draws the attention of the other patrons in the cafe. They don't seem to care about the confused looks that they're getting. It seems that you don't have a choice. You take a deep breath in. Those who stand in the shadows, those who fear the light of dignity, your imperial will fall and your armies will perish. Kneel and cower before the divine gaze of the eyes of Horus. What? They're trying their hardest to contain their laughter. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I dealt with a Shinigami ass. How many times am I gonna reference Steins Gate tonight? Holy shit! Well, that's why I don't do it anymore. That was great. Her poor containing laughs are coming out between each word. Why are you laughing? You were just doing it a moment ago. Yeah, but she owns it. Ugh. He used to say something else before, too. I won't let anyone stand in my way, even if they're a man, a king, a god. Yeah, that's it. He still says that sometimes. Oh, like our orders here. A waiter brings the lunch special for each of you. The enchanting aroma of the meals make you savor it a little. You gladly devour the meal. Rika's cooking is just delicious as you remember it. You spend more and more time catching up with her while you finish your meal. As your conversation continues, you and Celeste regale her with stories of your past court cases. No, really? Yeah, why do you think she's my bodyguard? Yep, as it turns out, it was the headmaster the whole time! The entire time! Wow, I never would have figured that out. How did you know, Tyrion? Well, you see, maybe he saw it with his eyes of hers. Yeah! Yeah! You nearly choke on your drink before she was actually referring to. It'd be kind of, the situation kind of be like, now it would be a big tank moment. But like trying to contain this big tank moment. But wow, I can't believe it. I never thought the court cases could be that dramatic. Clearly, you've never played an Ace Attorney game before. You finish your meal as you continue to tell Rika more about your cases. It's nice being able to talk with her again. You try so hard to leave everything behind after what happened, but you're happy to see she's doing well. Well, it's been nice catching up with you, Rika. But I think it's time for us to get going. What? But we just got here! It's okay. I'm sure you're pretty busy nowadays. I won't keep you any longer. But be sure to be right, okay? Don't just go and disappear like last time. Yeah, I'll stay in touch. You better. You exit the cafe and make your way to the local merchants guild to rent a carriage. The city streets seem a bit more crowded than usual. It's a little difficult to make your way through them. Hey, Tyrion. Yeah? Celeste is fidgeting with her hands. She looks like she wants to say something, but every time she starts to speak, she quickly stops herself. This happens a few more times before she seems to give up. Never mind. It's nothing. Okay. You both continue to walk silently as you make your way to the Merchants Guild. As you make your way there, the streets become more and more crowded. You hope the traffic won't interfere with the ride home. Hi, could we rent a carriage for travel to ride home? Sorry, but the travel outside the city is temporarily closed. What? Why? Haven't you heard? The night of the Kingsguard had locked down the city. They set up a blockade and everything. Rika, can we stay with you for a bit? Check the city gates if you don't believe me. As you arrive at the city gates, you see the blockade that the merchant was talking about. A crowd of the disgruntled townfolk are angry and shouting at the knights stationed. This is outrageous! How long do you plan on keeping us here? Sorry, but we have our orders. We can't let anyone outside the city until our investigation is complete. There's an investigation. Did something happen? Can you at least tell us what's going on? Why is the entire city being blockaded? Sorry, sir, we're not allowed to release that information. You just have to make the other arrangements while we sort this out. Actually, I haven't seen you two around before. I'll need to take down your names and occupation for the records. What? Why? It's fine, Celeste. We're better off just cooperating with them. It's an invasion of privacy, but you'd rather not resist orders from the Kingsguard. I'm Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm a defense attorney. Fine. I'm Celeste McCoy, bodyguard. Thanks. I look over to the other Kingsguard. They seem to be taking notes of the people here too. They must be making a list of everyone inside the city. But for what reason? I have an important engagement tomorrow. What am I supposed to do now? This possibly can't be legal. The town folks continue shouting at the knights, but it's clear they won't be budging anytime soon. What do we do now? You notice that it's starting to get late. We don't know how long the city will be blockaded. We should find a place to stay overnight, just in case. Rika! You walk into a nearby tavern and it's absolutely crowded with patrons. Looks like everyone else had the same idea. Hey, welcome to the Arcane Tavern. What can I do for you? Could we get 2 rooms for the night? Sorry, can't even spare 1 room. We're completely full with the blockade and all. Wait, let me take care of this. Celeste takes out a large pouch of gold and pops it on the innkeeper's desk. But would you look at that? One of our rooms just opened up. Only 1? Hey, the entire city's on lockdown. Even with your gold, that's the best I could do for you. What, embarrassed to share a room with me, Tyrion? No, it's just... Rika! You realize that she's just teasing you like she usually does. Best not to give any in mind. Well, that's better than nothing. So, how should we... Oh, I was just kidding before. You can have the bed. I'll just sleep on the floor. What? I can't just let you... Please, we may both be commoners, but you live a cushy life in the city. I'm a mercenary. I lived on the road for years. I sleep like this all the time. She's got you there. Alright, but tell me if you change your mind. Yeah. Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just walked past him. What? Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! Holy crap! Pull me up! I can't hold on for much longer. Ugh, you idiot! What are you doing? What? Grab his arm and pull him up! Ah! My hand! What the hell are you doing? Your grip is too tight. Stop that! Ah! Well, wait! I can still... No. No! What happened? I should have been able to... By the scale lord, he fell in. No. I can use this. That's right. I can still make this look like it was all his fault. Yeah, let's save. You find yourself falling into a nightmare. Tyrion, I'm so sorry. I can't believe they made you watch. Are you okay? Right, of course not. Are you going to keep fighting them? Your voice is quiet. Your question barely came out as a whisper. What? Are you going to keep fighting the nobility? I don't know if I can anymore. Today they showed me what they're truly capable of. I was naive. I thought the truth would prevail, but I only am a lone person. I can't do this alone anymore. So you're just gonna give up? You're the only one who will fight against them. If you're just gonna give up, then was my mother's dress truly pointless? I'm sorry. Teach me how to be like you. What? You said that you can't do this alone anymore, right? So teach me how to be a defense attorney. I can help you. We can fight them together. Tyrion, you're just a child. I just can't. Miss Tomia, please. I don't have anything left. Please just take me away from here. You clutch your hand tightly, feeling the fading warmth of the final message that your mother left you. It was the last comforting memory you'll have of her. It's a memory you'll never experience again. Mom. You're startled awake. After some confusion, you realize it was all a dream. You didn't have any trouble falling asleep after that, but your slumber was less than restful. It's been a while since you remembered that day. That was all the more reason to leave the city as soon as possible. Celeste, are you up? Huh? Celeste was wistfully staring out the window, watching the rain. Her head whips towards you, and she realizes that you're awake. Are you okay? What's wrong? It's nothing. She doesn't seem keen on sharing. It's best not to pry. Anyways, do you know if the city is still under lockdown? I haven't checked. I was waiting for you to wake up. You got outside and checked the city gates. The blockade still hasn't disappeared. In fact, it looks like it's been fortified even with more knights. Looks like we can't leave yet. They even doubled down on the guards. What's going on here? A murder has happened. Tyrion! You spot Rika in the distance as she calls out to you. As soon as she sees you, she breaks out in a full sprint towards you. She looks exhausted. Has she been looking for you in the rain? Tyrion, it's terrible! There was an accident at the Academy of Refinery last night. One of my friends who worked there, he fell into a vat of chemicals. He's dead. Oh, Rika, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do. Lord Von Sanctus is blaming the Arcane trading company. He's trying to charge the owner with criminal negligence. As the lord of this region, Lord Sanctus would have a lot of leverage in a legal battle like this. He must be using this accident as an opportunity to out the Draken from this territory. Tyrion, you're a lawyer, aren't you? Can you help them? I don't think I can. What? But... Rika, I specialize in homicide cases, and most of my clients are mages who have been charged with murder. I've never even tried a case like this before. There isn't any magic involved, and there's no killer. Don't worry. I'm sure that the trading company knows plenty of qualified attorneys who can help. I'm not so sure about that. Think about it. A lord from one of the Four Pillar families is pressing those charges. Do you honestly think anyone else will try fighting them on this? She has a point. There aren't many attorneys who will go against the nobility under any circumstances. The only ones who will do that are you and Miss Tomia. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Really? But please, don't get your hopes up. I have very little information to work with right now. And to be perfectly honest, I'm really out of my element. That's okay. I'm sure that Mr. Draconin will take any help he can get. Mr. Draconin? He's the owner of the Draken Trading Company. He should be at the older Arcane Refinery right now. That must be the scene of the accident, too. It would probably be best to start your investigation there. I've been away from the shop for too long, so I can't come with you. But drop by the cafe if there's anything I can do to help. You follow Rika's directions and move through the city's industrial district. It reminds you of your childhood, back when you couldn't control the eyes of Hodorus. You always avoided this part of the city. It was always covered with an overwhelming fog and misery and fatigue. However, you feel less of that now. It's because you have more control over your powers, or has something else changed? Alright, right here. You arrive at the refinery and see that there aren't many people around. The few people you do see appear to be from the City Watch. Operations must have halted after the accident. Wow, so this is in the Arcane Artifice refinery. I've always saw this place as a child, but I never really understood what they do here. Those machines refine the arcane crystals that are used in artificery. Those crystals are used as power sources for conducting magical energy. You look around and spot a especially frustrated individual. He seems to standing up for the nights and cleaning his staff. Could he be the guild master Rika spoke of? He takes notice of you as you head further into the refinery. Hello there. You must be the attorney that Miss Tudor spoke about. I am. I take it you're the guild master of the Draken Trading Company. Yes, my name is Sefing Draken. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I appreciate you lending your aid in this matter. I already told Rika this, but I never tried a civil case before. I would need to learn more about what happened before I would decide whether or not I can represent you. I'm honestly not sure how much help I can be. Well, there isn't a single attorney in Austronix that will represent me, so I'll accept whatever help I can get. Celeste was right. All the attorneys are too afraid to stand against Lord Von Sanctus. Where should we start, though? This case is probably different from the homicides that we're used to. Homicide or not, the case revolves around the wrongful deaths. If I did represent Denkren, I would need to prove that he wasn't at fault for the accident. To do that, we should start by finding out exactly how and why the accident occurred. We should also see the witness who saw the victim when it happened. And it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the scene of the accident either. The Guildmaster would have a lot of knowledge about the refinery's operations. Questioning him also might give you some insight into what happened. To start, could you tell us exactly what happened? Well, it all began during the work rush yesterday evening. One of my employees fell from the walkway into a vat of magical chemicals. Those chemicals contain extremely violated and destructive elevacation magic. Because of that, he unfortunately died before we had to pull him out. I see. But that also sounds like an unfortunate accident. Why is Lord Van Sanctus blaming you for what happened? There's a guardrail in the walkways to prevent people from falling. Supposedly, though, the guardrails broke apart when the employee tried to lean against it. According to Van Sanctus, the accident was a direct result of my negligence to maintain the refinery. But my employees have taken great care to inspect and maintain the facility. I have no idea how this happened. Is he telling the truth? This all could be a lip service. The only way to know for sure is to inspect the walkway for yourself. Earlier you said that the victim was an employee of yours. Could you tell us more about them? Yes, I hired him just a few months ago. It was a shame what happened to him. He was a young man named Justin Way. Was he a good employee? He was a hard worker, but he was a bit rough around the edges when we first started. Before working for me, I heard that he always spent his time with the local delinquents. Miss Tudor particularly begged me to hire him. She told me that she wanted to turn his life around. That does sound like something Rika would do. She's always had a habit of getting involved with her friends' personal business. When you live a life like Justin's, it helps when you have something to give you some structure and direction. So I decided to give the boy a chance by hiring him. He was clearly a hard worker, and he did well to earn his keep. He always followed the rules too, so I had no idea why he was up on that walkway. Wait, he wasn't even supposed to be up on that walkway? Earlier you mentioned that Justin wasn't supposed to be on the walkway. What do you mean by that? Well, Justin worked in an entirely different department. He was part of a team that managed and packaged the freight. He had no business being inside the refinery business, much less up the upper walkway. That's strange, to say the least. Was he the type of person to wander around places that he wasn't supposed to? No, like I said before, he always followed my rules. It all just makes the whole situation that much more confusing. Was there anyone around when the accident occurred? Did anyone see Justin fall? There was many employees here at the time, but there was only a handful of witnesses who actually saw Justin fall fall from the walkway. Who were these witnesses? If I remember correctly, Miss Tudor was the one who saw him fall. Wait, Rika was there when it happened? Oh, she is so gonna get blamed! Yes, she witnessed the accident alongside the harbor master, Morrison. Oh, you're acquainted with him. I am. Morrison was a close friend of your mother's when you were a child. But after you left Arsenic, you went out your way to cut contact with everyone from your past. But what were all these people doing here in the first place? Rika is a cafe owner, and Morrison is a harbor master. I'm a little concerned about that myself. I'm still unsure about Miss Tudor, but the harbor master was accompanied by a nobleman of some sort. A nobleman. I'm not privy to the specifics, but apparently that nobleman had the legal authority to go wherever he wanted to. You want to ask Morrison more about that, but it will be an awkward speaking with him after all these years. Tyrion, do you need me to scan for magical traces? Well, there aren't any magical elements in these cases, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to check. Alright.
Repario Arcanum.
Huh? Huh? What? What's wrong? There's traces of transmutation magic all over the guardrails. Transmutation? Do you see those traces anywhere else on the walkway? No, it's only this area. Transmutation is the school of magic that changes the properties of physical objects. Usually the mages use transmutation magic to strengthen and repair objects. To weaken it. Someone used the spell to change the physical properties of the guardrail. Judging by the current state of the rails, we can only conclude one thing. Right! Someone used the transmutation magic to weaken the guardrails. Afterwards, the guardrails were so weak that Justin accidentally broke them. Only these rails were weakened. The sabotage rails were right next to this vat of corrosive chemicals too. Judging by what happened... Whoever sabotaged the guardrail wanted someone to fall into the vat. Why would they only target those specific guardrails? But why? Who would do this? You can feel your fist clenching tightly. Someone committed murder using magic here. And whoever did this had the galls to try to cover it up. To Tyrion, you won't forgive whoever did this. When you're through with them, you'll make them face a fraction of misery that your mother... Tyrion! What? Are you okay? Right. Sorry. Anyways, if it wasn't for your detect magic, everyone would have written this off as an accident. Magical traces are only detectable for 48 hours after a mage casts a spell. That means whoever casted the transmutation spell did so recently. Right.
Repario Arcanum.
They're traces of elevication magic in these vats. That makes sense. Elevication is the school of magic for spells that create and disperse energy. These chemicals probably include some of the sort of magical reaction to create arcane crystals. It's a vat of dangerous magical chemicals. Supposedly, they are coarse enough to stop anyone and fortunately enough to fall into them. We're not going to push anyone into them. Celeste is watching you carefully. She can be a little overprotective at times. It looks like the guardrails completely broke apart. The rails are completely rusted too. Was Durkin lying about them properly maintaining the site? You arrive at the harbor and search for Morrison, the harbor master. However, you notice a large containment of knights in the shipping area. Notably, the Arcane Inquisition is among them. Ah, Commander White! How you doing? You spot Commander White and Prosecutor Stingwell escorting the knights to there. Ah, she's there too! I wonder what those two are doing here. They realize what happened and they're here to figure out what the fuck happened. The knights are at the blockade said they were investigating something. There must be magic involved as the Inquisition is here. Do you think this has anything to do with what happened to Justin? I doubt it. We didn't see the Inquisition knights at the refinery. It must just be a coincidence. You're probably right. But I'm kind of curious about what the Inquisition is investigating. It has nothing to do with our case. Right! It's best to leave them to their business. Alright. Oi! You're there! Hey, you best clear out! The knights have closed this harbor. Morrison? Huh? Do I know you? Wait! Colbert! Is that you? Sup. My bad. Hi. I heard from little Marika that you were back in town. What can I do for you? We heard that you were at the refinery yesterday. From what we heard, you witnessed the accident. We wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Oh, right. Marika mentioned that you're an attorney now. Oh, she's just blobbing it to everybody? God. What? I just hoped you were still not hungover at that business with your mother. So sorry, I guess it's none of my business. Anyways, I'll tell you what I know. Adrican told us that you witnessed the accident. It was a horrible thing that happened. No one deserves what happened to that poor lad. Could you tell us what you saw? Well, I should a patron around town. And for some reason, he really wanted to take a look at the refinery. Something about checking out the local art of fishery. Why would you need to go to the refinery for fishery? He must mean artificery. Ah, right. Anyways, he was looking at the machinery. And suddenly, Mokarika came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but the damn machines were too loud for us to hear her. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway, and we saw a horrible sight. We saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we could get to stop the machines, it was too late. That matches up what we know so far, but what was Rika even doing there? She should have still been running the cafe at the time of the accident. And that patron who was visiting the factory, did they also witness the accident? Could you tell us how Justin fell off the walkway? Was it because the guardrail broke under his weight? Yeah, he did. It was a little strange. The guardrail was made out of metal, yeah? But the way it broke, you would have thought it was made out of cardboard. He barely leaned on this thing and it just broke apart. Even a poorly maintained guardrail should have broken that easily. Did someone really use transmutation magic to sabotage it? If so, that possibility could clear Durkin's name. but presenting that possibility of a magical crime might just not complicate things. Oh, I think they know it's magical already. You mentioned that you were escorting a patron when the accident happened. Who was he? Did he witness the accident too? Aye, he was right there with me when Rika was trying to get our attention. It was hard to miss when the commotion she was making. As for who he was, he said his name was Aster. Aster. You don't know anyone by that name. What does that name sound familiar? Do you know what his surname was? No, the lad was really secretive of his last name for some reason. He must have a recognizable name. Is he a noble from a well-known house? You arrive at the cafe and see that the restaurant is packed with customers. You don't see Rika anywhere, though. She must be preoccupied. Perhaps you should check on when the restaurant is less busy.
Arcanum.
Okay, no magic. A row house of line that edges the harbor. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of saving up enough gold to buy my own house on the harbor front. Well, you have a job as an attorney now. You can always boom back here. No, if possible, I never want to return to this city again. I feel like at some point, Tyrion, you're gonna have to tell Celeste what the fuck happened. It's a modest ship. It was probably used in local businesses to transport goods by the sea. I can't help but feeling nostalgic seeing these ships. I used to travel by sea all the time when I was traveling the world. It was probably my favorite part. That does sound pretty nice. I'd like to try riding one day. Are you sure? You get motion sickness pretty easily. Sailing on a ship might kill you. She has a point there. There are several crates containing all kinds of goods. They must be merchandises of local businesses. These must be the walkways the victim fell from. Supposedly, the guardrails broke apart when the victim leaned against them. You have to move closer to get a better look at it. So I left the walkway, but you can get a better look at the walkway by moving there. No, really?
Arcane.
Whoa! Hold on. I need to... There are traces of transmutation magic on the power box. It's an artificer device, so it's not too out of the ordinary. Perhaps our music is a new process somehow. Would you happen to know anything about the blockades around the city? I know that the King's Guard is involved, but that's all about I know. I am a bit curious about what such causes, sir, but I suppose I have more pressing matters to focus on right now. It's such a shame what happened to Justin. I can't believe an accident like this would happen under my watch. He seems sincere, but you're still a little skeptical of him. You should notify Draken about the traces of transmutation magic you found. But perhaps you should wait until you obtain more information first. After all, knowing about a potential saboteur might unnecessarily stress him out, even more so if you don't have more information. Even for someone who doesn't use magic, there's no magic here. Might be something more missing here.
Repario Arcanum.
No. I guess there's only one thing to do and present evidence to him. What can you tell us about this, Morrison? Ha! Sorry, I don't know much about those sort of things. You said better ask someone else. What can you tell us about this, Morrison? Oh, the blockade! Why were you escorting Esther in the first place? Don't you have to manage the harbor? Well, I can't really manage anything because of them. He gestures towards the Inquisition Knights crowding the pier. They're blocking all the sea travels out of the city until this mess is sorted out. They have a lot of knights investigating the harbor. Do you know what they're looking for? Well, you didn't hear this from me. But according to them, Esther's ship has just up and vanished in the dead of the night. Vanished? As in someone hijacked it? That's the thing. The guard who had noticed if someone was driven off with the ship, especially one of that size. When I heard, one of the guards could have sworn that they saw it vanished in a flash of light. A flash of light? Like someone created it by a spell? What kind of ship was it? Do you know how big it was? From the size of it, I'd say it was probably a galleon. A galleon?! A spell of that scale would have to be pretty powerful to affect a ship of that size. Oh boy, galleons are pretty big, says the one who sails on a galleon with her friends and occasionally in a video game called Seas. What? Whoa, we should do that soon. We should play Seas again. Macap, Alexa, Reda. Kidding, no. We're busy this weekend. We're all busy this weekend with something else. I wonder who this Aster person is. He must be high profile if they're calling in the King's Guard and the Inquisition for him. All over a missing ship. You spent some time with him, am I correct, Morrison? Did he tell you where he was staying? If I remember right, he's staying at the local inn near the town square. Wait, that's the tavern we're staying at! If he's that high profile, why is he staying in an inn for commoners? No idea. He's in search one for that, sure. Whoever he is, he's also witnessed the accident. You definitely want to speak with him. And if he's a noble, there's a chance that he's the mage who sabotaged the guardrail. Morrison and the Aster is staying in one of these rooms and at this tavern. Which room is it? We can always just check each room. That might be irritate the patrons, so. And if Esther doesn't want to be found, we might not learn him if we know too many people. I guess you're right. Your family owns a tavern, right? If you had to put a VIP somewhere, which room would you choose? I guess it would be probably the one at the end of the hallway. That's the one I use at my family's tavern. According to Sluss's situation, the innkeeper would probably give an Aster this room. You approach the door and firmly knock on it. Hello? Someone does come to the door, but only a person a fraction of the way in. The crack of the door is less than an inch wide. You can get a look at the person's face. I'm terribly sorry, but your business isn't urgent. I would like to be left alone. Sorry if I'm intruding, but are you Aster? My name is Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm the defense attorney of the Sanctic Jerkin. From what I've heard, you witnessed the accident at the refinery yesterday. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about what you saw. Upon hearing your name, a man fully opens the door, and you're finally able to get a good look at him. He's definitely standing out from the other patrons in the inn. He must be wealthy, a patron that you're looking for. Tyrion Cuthbert, the protege of the infamous Rubia Tomria. So, you know who I am? I do. I know you very well. Your biggest fan! What? Huh? What? What? I can't believe it. The infamous Tyrion Cuthbert is standing right in front of my tavern room. What? I read all about your feats, Mr. Cuthbert. You successfully indicated the head of the House Pierce. You didn't think twice about confronting a member of House Bergia. And you even defeated Lord Sanctus in the chess tournament yesterday. I'm so lost right now. I'm a little embarrassed. And you must be Celeste Viscoy, Tyrion's first client, and the Chrism demon of the Eastern Kingdoms. How did you find out about that name? I didn't even know about that name, Celeste. The Chrism what? Ugh, don't ask. Hey, you got to see an embarrassing thing from me yesterday? Celeste? Bitch! Girl! I need to hear about this name. Anyways, if you're Aster, does that mean you witnessed the accident with the harbor master yesterday? Yes, I did. Are you gonna interrogate me about what I saw? I can't even right now. Dude, I cannot even with this boy. I literally cannot even. Can we just have a steal one deal with her? Please? Deal with my memory! She would give no shits! So why can't she interrogate him? Though he would be fangirling just as much, probably. This boy... He'll answer whatever questions you have! You never met a witness this eager to cooperate. But hopefully this means that he won't hide any details about what he saw.
Repario Arcanum.
Yeah, just had to check. I cannot even with this boy. What if I just showed him this? What can you tell me about this, Aster? Sorry, I'd love to help you, but I can't say much about that. Wow. Such a big fan. Don't even care about my runestone. Wow. The Kingsguard has locked the entire city down because of your missing ship. I asked them not to make such a big deal over this. I'm quite troubled over all the people I inconvenienced. I really wish that they just let it go. It's a terrible thing what happened. I can't imagine what Justin's moments must have been like. I didn't expect an aristocrat to remember the name of a commoner. The comment came out a little harsher than you intended. I suppose I deserve that. I haven't done much to help the common folk. I have a long way before I can go do that. It's best not talk about him, the transmutation traces you found. You're still not entirely sure if he's the mage that used magic to weaken the guardrails. You clearly know who I am, but I'm still unsure of who you are, Aster. My apologies, but I would prefer to keep my full identity hidden for now. He's within his rights to do so, but you can't help but feel a little suspicious. In any case, is it your business? What's your business in Orient 6? How is accompanying a ship transporting goods to Lord Von Sanctus? The same ship that was magically stolen. I'm surprised you found out about that. The Kingsguard has been trying the best to keep that information hidden. But I suppose I shouldn't expect anything less from you, Mr. Colbert. Flattery will get him nowhere. I literally cannot even with him. What was on the ship? It must be pretty valuable to be worth stealing. I doubt that there's anything on that ship that was worth the ear of an entire kingdom. Truth is, during the time that my ship was stolen, I was supposed to be on it. I see. The stuff of the ship might have actually been trying to attempt to kidnap you. That's my current theory anyways. I couldn't make any sense of otherwise. He seems awfully calm about this. According to Morrison, you were also in the refinery that night. Did you witness the moment the victim fell into the vat? I did. Could you tell us exactly what you saw? Every detail, if you could remember, could be important. Well, it all began when I was first in the refinery with the harbor master. I was inspecting the refinery's machinery when a girl frantically ran towards us. She was hysterical. It looks like she was trying to tell us something, but we couldn't hear her over the noise of the machines. When she realized that we couldn't hear her, she simply pointed at the walkway. That's when we saw Justin Way fall out of the vat, fall off of it and into the vat. This next question is very important. Did you see the victim break the guardrail by leaning on it? Yes, he broke the guardrail before he fell. His testimony matches exactly with what Morrison saw. The way he fell into that was very strange, though. Strange? What can you mean by that? You mentioned that the way the victim fell was strange. Do you feel like the guard broke too easily? Why, yes. How did you know? It matches with the statement that the harbor master gave us. You don't want to reveal the traces of transmutation magic you found on the walkway. At least, not yet. At least, that's our trump card for now. I don't care that he's our biggest fan, but shut up. He's still a noble. But yes, the guardrail broke the moment that Justin leaned on it. And his body was extremely limp when falling too. His body was limp. Normally, when falling into a great height, one would flare their arms, yes? But when I saw him falling, he wasn't moving at all. He wasn't moving. Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid I couldn't see any of his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Wait, you didn't actually see his face? How did you know it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? No one else has been reported missing. They also found the remnants of Justin's bodies in that vat. It's definitely him that fell in. That's true. You don't have much reason to believe that Justin might still be alive. There are traces of transmutation magic at the crime scene, and it appears that Aster is quite a high-profile individual. He's probably a mage, and aside from Rika, he was probably only other mage in the refinery that night. If you ask him outright, he might be able to see something incriminating in his thoughts through the eye of Hornus. Aster, we respect your privacy if you don't want to tell us who you are. But could you at least answer one question for me? I can't make no promises, but I'll do my best to tell you what I can. Are you a mage? Oh, is that all? Yes, I am a mage. I'm quite the practiced one at that. You see, Celeste can cast detect magic to look at the scene of the accident. And we found traces of transmutation magic at the scene of the crime, namely on the guardrails that Justin fell into. What? Here it is. I can't believe it! I can't even with this boy. What? Are you telling me that a mage used transformation music to weaken the rails? It's a conspiracy! Does this mean it actually was a murder that made it to look like an accident? It's like something out of the reports I read about him. You don't see anything incriminating. And you can see his claws clearly. His feelings of happiness are a bit off-putting, though. And you asked me if I was a mage? Does that mean I'm a potential suspect? I literally cannot even. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me!
You know who this is kind of reminding me of? You know who he's kind of reminding me of? He's kind of reminding me of Lana Hart!
This is the first time you met someone this hefty to be a suspect of murder. So sorry, it's not right of me to get excited about something this serious. You must now think less of me. I didn't think high of you to begin with! But it's like something right out of a mystery novel! Well, you are a character in a murder mystery game, so I guess that counts. That's not the reaction you were expecting. Nevertheless, it doesn't look like there are any incriminating thoughts on his mind. And the emotions that he's emanating were all positive. There wasn't a drop of fear in there. What could this mean? Either way, it looks like you found everything you can from Aster. You should move somewhere else. Yeah, let's get away from our biggest fan. Rika! Please save! Tyrion, you're back! Thank you, someone normal. Okay? I cannot even with my biggest fan right now, okay? I cannot even with him. Did you talk to Mr. Durkin? I did. Oh my gosh, I just... I'm fine! Still not much sure to make of him just yet. After what I've seen today, I don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening. There's traces of a transmutation magic on the guardrails. Regardless of their motives, someone sabotaged those rails with the intent of harming an employee at the refinery. If this truly was a murder, you have to find out who did this and why. I'll represent him in court for the criminal case. Thanks! It really means a lot to me. On that note, you were at the refinery at the time the accident occurred. Am I correct? Yeah, I was. May I ask you about a few questions what you saw that day? Of course! I'll do whatever I can to help. Can we have your spell comment, William? Oops. I didn't mean to move. By the way, why were you at the refinery that day? Didn't you have to work at the cafe? I was making a food delivery to Justin. Wait, you were delivering food to the victim? Yeah, he never had time to make his own dinner. So I always delivered him dinner during his evening break. But on that night, I couldn't find him in the freight area, so I went looking for him in the refinery building. So the accident happened while you were delivering his food?
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Not why she was there then. Did you talk to Justin at all before the accident? I did. When I finally found him at the refinery building, he seemed busy. He told me to leave his food in the break room. He was busy, but according to Dragon, he should never been in the refinery building in the first place. Did he say what he was busy with? He said that he had a meeting scheduled with Mr. Drakion. That couldn't be true though. Draken didn't mention anything about this. Unless... We got a few witness accounts already, but I just want to double check. What did you see during the accident? Sorry, I'm sure that it was a disturbing sight. Do you need to take a moment? No, it's okay. It happened after Justin told me to leave his food in the break room. It was my first time inside the refinery, so I spent some time looking at all the machines. That's when I suddenly heard a strange sound from the walkway. When I looked to see what it was, I saw Justin fall from there. When I tried to find someone to help him, no one could hear me because of how loud the machines were. Before I finally got them to understand what happened, it was already too late. Did you see the guardrail break when Justin fell into the walkway? More specifically, did it break from Justin's weight? I'm honestly not sure. I was too busy trying to find him. Help. Yeah, matching a witness account from Master and Morrison, they saw the guardrail break. Having Rika also confirm that would be unhelpful. But you suppose Alistair and Morrison's statements will have to suffice. Rika's account of what happened is a lot less detailed than Alistair's and Morrison's. But she did just see Justin before the accident. You still have no idea where Justin was walking in the first place. According to Rika, he said he had a meeting with Drake again. But it doesn't match with what Draken told you. Either it's Justin in that case. You met with Draken already, but you have no idea what kind of person Justin was. Perhaps Rika could tell you more. Could you tell us more about the victim? What kind of person was he? He was a good person. He fell in with sporadic crowds a few years ago, but he was starting to turn his life around. I saw how much he was trying to change, so I asked Mr. Drakion to give him a job. I really wanted to help him change for his life for better, but this job ended up killing him. You can't blame yourself for this. No one could have known that this would happen. I guess you're right. It's not hard to think about it, though. Was he the type of person to go places he wasn't supposed to be? No, not anymore. Not anymore. He really wanted to make a good impression on Mr. Drakion. He always talked about following the rules. He even got mad at me a few times when I accidentally broke Drakion's protocols. Right, that matches up what Drakion said. Maybe he was falling back into his old habits. Perhaps Rikia could tell you more about what he was like before he turned his life around. You mentioned that Justin fell with the bad crowds before. I also heard that he used to hang out with a band of local delinquents. Could you tell us more about them? What? Rika? This information would help us with our investigation. I need to speak with the other people who knew him. Do you know where I could find his delinquent friends? I'm sorry. I really didn't know him that well. I should have kept quiet. It might make him mad. Rika, are you hiding something from me? What? Of course not! What would the Dark Lord of Arcane possibly have to hide from you? Yeah, she is definitely hiding something. You need to argue against her if you want to find the truth. I'm terribly sorry for what happened to Justin. Are you doing okay? Yeah, it's difficult to think about it sometimes. You always hear about these things happening, but you never expect them to happen to people you know. But have no fear. It will take more than this to bring down the High Archmage. She reverts back to her chinny personality. Oh, right. I guess it appears to be hiding something from you. She clearly knows about the bad crowd that Justin fell in with, but she's hiding who they are and where you can find them. You need to convince her to share that information with you. Yes. Rika, you know about Justin's friends, don't you? Personal acts to protect people she cares about. She has the best interests at heart and will always act in a way that she thinks beneficial. She isn't very good at deception, and she'll often revert to her dramatic, chinny personality when trying to hide the truth from you. I'm not hiding anything! I really don't know much about him. I may have delivered his food, but he was just a customer to me. I might have believed you delivered food because he was a good customer, but that wasn't all you did for him. You saw that he was trying to turn his life around, and you begged Drakion to set him up with a job. You wouldn't do that for a customer that you barely knew. Well, that's proof of nothing. I'm Morika Todora, the High Archmage of the Academy of Flame. So it's hard to believe that I took pity on a stranger. only be right for me to equip a commoner with the means to change his life. You're not a good liar, Rika. You would have risked a lot by asking Drakian to hire a stranger, especially a stranger with a dubious past like Justin. What if Justin fell back into his old ways? What would have surely brought you upon the consequences on you and your business? You wouldn't take a risk like this unless you knew him well enough to trust him. Okay, fine. I guess we were friends. But like I said before, he was trying to leave his old life behind. He didn't like talking about the person he was back then. He wanted to forget about it, and I never brought it up. It's true, he knew each other for years, but before he told me about it. I doubt that, Rika. In fact, I'm sure that you were friends for at least a few years. If his friendship idled, I'm sure he would have confided to you about his past. But what? No, you need to stay focused. Rika, I don't know why you thought you had to lie about this. But I need to talk to Justin's former friends. Is that really necessary? Yes, I need to know why he was behaving so strangely before the accident. His friends might know something about that you and Draken didn't. But that doesn't make any sense. I think you're just overthinking this, Tyrion. You didn't want to overplay your hand before, but it looks like you don't have a choice now. Rika, Justin told you that he was heading to a scheduled meeting in Drakian's office. But according to Drakian, Justin wasn't even supposed to be in the refinery building yesterday. What? Rika, Justin might have lied to you. No. He would never do that. I need to know why he was up there. And so far, the statements that I've gotten from you, Drakian, don't explain that. I need to talk with people who might know things about him that you don't. Okay. I'll tell you where you can find them. Just promise me that you'll be safe, okay? I have Celeste. I'll be fine. You successfully persuaded Moscoroi to Ruka. Sorry, I wasn't trying to lie to you. It's okay, I'm assuming you had your reasons. But I need to know where I can find Justin's old friends. You probably know already, but a few years ago, Justin got involved with a local street gang. They always hang down around the beach area, but one day they discovered an abandoned house along the coastline. And they started spending a lot of their time there. A lone house on the coastline. It's that house, Tyrion. That's probably where you'll find Justin's old friends. So that's why you're being so secretive. What? I'm sorry. Don't be. You're just trying to look out for me, right? Are you going to be okay there? Okay, I can go there if you would like. No, it's okay. I'm sure you're busy with the cafe right now. And it's not if I'll be going alone. Alright, just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah. This is our house. You arrived at the old abandoned house. Upon looking at the home that you left behind, you were struck with a flood of memories. Those memories were once happy, but now only fill you with grief. Tyrion, are you okay? Yeah. Let's look around. You wipe your eyes and begin to look around the house. Suddenly, you hear a sound of glass breaking. You rush out to look for the source and see two young teenagers throwing rocks at the side of the house. The shattered remains of a window that were laying on the ground. Ha! Nice shot, Gavin! One of the teens, apparently named Gavin, noticed you approaching. We got company, Wyatt. Huh? You stare blankly at the broken glass lying on the ground. You're at a loss for words. You feel like you should respond, but nothing comes out of your mouth. You suddenly find yourself quickly approaching two teens. Eh? What the hell do you want? Ah! What the hell? Before you even realize what you're doing, you threw a punch straight into Gavin's face. Your eyes slowly tearing up. You can only see red. You grabbed Gavin by the collar and pushed his face towards yours. Get the hell away from my house! It's Tyrion? Oh, you want to go? If you came looking for trouble, you sure found it. Okay, let's all calm down and just stay out of this, you little shit! I'm just gonna back up and let Celeste do her thing. You don't know what you just said. Excuse me? What? You got cotton in your ears or something? Yes, actually. Why don't you go ahead and repeat what you said? I said stay out of this. You little shit. 5 minutes later. Celeste? Yes? I'm so sorry for losing my temper back there. I didn't mean to drag you into this. It's okay. Our emotions get the better of us sometimes. Celeste? Yes? I think you might have overdone it a bit. Nah. Celeste? Yes? I don't think he's breathing. Come on, just give him a second. You suddenly hear a very bruised and broken form of it gathering, sputtering and wheezing on the ground. Looks like he's finally regained consciousness. See? He's perfectly fine! You're fine! I'm fine! This is fine! Wyatt's still staring wide-eyed at Celeste. From the shaking of his legs, it's looking like he wants to run away, but he's too frozen by fear to move. Don't bother running. Even with a head start, I can easily catch you. Up to you. Anyways, the two of these people are... These are two probably trusted former delinquent friends, right? Are you okay with talking to them? Yes, of course. As long as you stay right behind me. With your sword. And scare the shit out of them. With your emotions such array, you completely forgot why you came here in the first place. Did you two happen to know the young man who died at the refinery yesterday? These guys are after Justin, but he's already dead. After Justin. So someone with a grudge against him? Wyatt clearly thinks that you were sent on someone's behalf. It wouldn't hurt to play the part of get more information out of him. We're not gonna hurt ya. We're not gonna hurt you anymore. We just like to ask a few questions about Justin. Yeah, sure, man. What do you want? All right, you two talk. I'll work on popping Gavin's shoulder back into place. It's a little disturbing how nonchalant she says things like that. Oh my gosh, I so want to cosplay Celeste. What can you tell me about Justin Way? According to a few witnesses we spoke to, he used to be friends. Friends is kind of pushing it. We used to hang out back in the day. But we don't know I meant weird. It was weird when he started talking to us again. I felt like he left for good. But he started talking to you again. Why? He just needed some of his old gears he left at the house. Old gears? What kind of old gears? You know, his thieving tools. Well, tools you need to like piking and safe cracking. Tools for lock picking and safe cracking. Why would Justin need those? What would Justin need lockpicking and safecracking tools for? Well, he needed to get the gold that he also owes your boss. So he owes gold to someone. Or it's said that he was working for merchants on his own that owned a refinery. I guess the owner trusted him a lot. Justin said that he had to get access to the guy's safe in the office. Justin was always a whiz when it came to breaking and entering. He even had tools that could crack the magical locks. Getting gold out of that safe would have been easy and score for him. Wait, Justin was planning to rob Draken? Wyatt apparently thinks that you were sent on behalf of someone. As from it so far, Justin owes a not trivial amount of gold to this person. If this person was some kind of criminal, could they have been the ones who sabotaged the guardrail? Did Justin tell you who he owed debt to? Well, nah, man, he didn't say nothing. They might whack me too if I tell them the truth. So he does know. There's no point in playing dumb. Just tell us what he told you. Did he give you a name? Answer the question. The Eye Taker. He owed eye to the Eye Taker. The Eye Taker. That must be some kind of criminal nickname. Why does that sound so familiar, though? Either way, you need to find out who this Eye Taker is. Might be best to ask someone else. Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Back at the house. What was all that about? Are we getting into tragic backstory time? I've never seen you get that angry before. You said that was your house. Yeah, it was my house. It was? Ever since we arrived in the city, you haven't been really yourself. If you want to talk about it, I'm fine. And I don't want to talk about it, okay? No tragic backstory time, then. You're not fine. I can see it on your face. Please, just talk to me. It's none of your business. That came out a lot louder than you wanted it to. Celeste, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Without a word, she quickly walks ahead of you. The name does sound familiar. I don't know much more than that. I'm trying my best to avoid these sort of people, so you understand. Perhaps someone might know more about them. Rika, do you know the criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? I can't say I've heard of them. Are you conflicted with this villain? Did they seek the Eye of Horus from you? No, not exactly. At least, you hope not. Either way, it looks like Rika doesn't know who the Eye Taker is. You try asking someone else. Hey! You know, you're my biggest fan, right? Tell me if you know this man, right? What can you tell me about this, Aster? Damn it! I thought you were my biggest fan. I thought you were supposed to know shit. Morris, do you know about a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? Where did you hear that name? So you do know about them. I do. I learned to keep my distance from him over the years. The Eye Taker is a criminal kingpin of this region. A very large criminal undertaking in this region happens under his watch. He's that big of a deal? Of course he is. More importantly, how did you hear about him? From what I heard, Justin Wade owed him a huge debt. Justin owed them? He used to be a run around a bunch of rogues, but I never imagined. By the Scale Lord, the Eye Taker might be involved with Justin's death. Do you think that someone like him could be behind this? Well, there's a saying we have about what happens when you get on his bad side. Let's just say he reminds you why he has that name. So you know who the Eye Taker is now. This definitely adds another angle to this case, but there are still some elements that don't make sense. You need to take some time to work through it all, but you should go talk to Arcane first. He'll want to see everything that you found. Hello, Mr. Cuthbert. I trust you're doing well. We are. For the most part. We spent some time looking for the accident and the people who knew Justin. I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Oh. You spent some time to explain your findings to Tyrion. He seemed troubled when you explained the traces of translucent matrix that you found on the guardrail. He's even more taken aback when you mentioned Justin's supposed plan to rob him. This is quite a little odd to take in. Are you missing any valuables in your safe right now? No, actually, but what is that? What is it? After the accident, I did careful inspection of the building. When I checked my office, I noticed that the lock on the safe was disengaged. The safe was open, but you said there wasn't anything missing. That's right. When I saw the safe open like that, I was already worried that I'd been robbed. But I double-checked the contents. Everything was accounted for. Because of that, I assumed I had forgotten to lock it. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was just a coincidence. I might believe that if it weren't for where my office is located. What do you mean? The walkway that Justin fell over, or fell from leads to my office. There's a window there to overlook the refinery. That would explain why Justin was there in the first place. I don't want to suspect one of my employees, but especially one that isn't alive to defend himself in such accusations. I just it's two perfectly together, except one thing. Why wasn't anything stolen? Well, regardless, I think you have a pretty good case. So, does this mean you'll represent me? After what I've discovered, I won't just stand by and let Von Sanctus have his way. Well spoken. Glad to have you on my side, Mr. Cuthbert. Anyways, regardless of why, someone clearly magically tampered with the site of the accident. I doubt the court will find you at fault for what happened. Although, what's wrong? Civil cases are a lot less strict than criminal cases. If we present evidence suggesting foul play using magic, they'll treat this exactly like our other cases. Yeah, they might stall the trial until they find out exactly what happened. For this accident, all we have to go on is the witness accounts. Finding concrete evidence of what happened could very well be impossible. But the idea of hunting down the mage responsible for it sounds very tempting. It looks like you have your work cut out for you. I'll just hope things turn out to be okay in the end. With Spawn 6 on the other side of this, who knows what might happen. It'd be best to keep your wits about you. I can't believe this. I had more important things to do than resolve your petty squabbles for you. Yes! Yes, the missing ship of your betrothed. Listen, the sooner you help me resolve this mess with Draken, the sooner you can return to the prince's to being the prince's lapdog. This is to say, once I'm not preoccupied with this case, have fun Sakis will provide the resources that you and the Inquisition need. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Well, at least this case should be relatively straightforward. Yes, let's save our progress. But I am gonna stop it there. I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to stop it there. It's just, I'm starting to feel very lightheaded, and the fact that I cannot continue. I'm again sorry for the shorter streams. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. How I've been feeling so blessed so much. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut it short. It's like, yeah, I want to continue, but my brain my head hurts so much, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out. It sucks. just gonna end stream and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.